Well, we didn't expect it, but we've got 3 pallets from Japan that showed up today, so we're gonna rip into these, and we've got some really cool guitars to show you guys. Okay, looks like we've got some neat things here. All right, let's just dive in, guys. Let's see what we got. So first, this Jackson case looks really interesting to me. So we got a really cool Jackson. This is kind of like that V style. You got Seymour Duncans in there. And Seymour Duncan's, for anyone that doesn't know, they're just like really aggressive, really nice pickups. So it's gonna sound like a really cool shredder. What I like about this Jackson and the finish is this flame finish gives it just enough of a nice appeal without getting like real cheesy. So this is a real cool Shredmaster. So just a really nice looking piece, really comfortable neck. It's just a really solid Floyd Rose guitar. So yeah, let's see what else we got. Okay, nice. It's a Greco Les Paul. It's a Greco Super Real Custom. So this is definitely, obviously, like a Gibson copy, but it looks really nice. We've got a 3-piece top here, which basically just means they use 3 different pieces of wood. You've got a piece in the middle here, and then 1 on each side. It looks like the model might be 500, but yeah, that's an interesting. It's kind of like their take on the Gibson Les Paul Custom logo at the top there. They're kind of close, but not quite the same. So this Greco Les Paul definitely represents a time when Gibson was really inconsistent with their quality. Greco is really stepping up their game, and it's definitely very much that lawsuit era type guitar, and really cool for guys that collect these. I mean, this is a good piece, very solid, kind of hefty, but definitely is gonna have some nice tone. All right, let's see what else. I grabbed this case here. Oh, that's a really pretty guitar. Yeah, that's a really cool finish. That blue, it's kind of like, it's got like a green to blue sort of effect there. Humbucker, single humbucker, so it's got a really nice range of different tones you're gonna get from this. And I really like the gold hardware. That's a really, the headstock's the same way, you got the matching headstock. Yeah, that's a really nice guitar. All right, let's see what else. All right, I have to grab this mainly because it's an adorable little lap steel. I mean, how could you not like that? It's so, I don't know exactly what era we're looking at here. This might be, I'm gonna guess this is like 60s maybe. But look at the decoration on that pickup there. That's just so cute. And it's a Tisco, so you know it's a name that everybody recognizes. But this seems like if you're looking for a cool lap steel, this would be a really nice, good budget one, but like definitely interesting. I've never seen one quite look like that. We got this one. If this is a Greco Tusk, these are super cool. Yeah, okay, nice. Wow, if you guys have never seen this guitar, it's one of the most unique Greco guitars I've ever seen. So you've got sort of like, this is kind of like the Floyd Rose style. It's an interesting way they did the bridge here, but what's really interesting is the headstock. So I'm sure you've never seen something like this before unless you've seen the Tusk before. And so essentially the strings go through and get like 2 of the strings get locked down on this side, then they come through the back there, and each of these is gonna be for each individual string. So it was a really bizarre thing they did, but these are actually really hard to find, and so the fact that it's got all the parts is really great. I love the red finish on the gold. It just makes it look really classic. But yeah, like these parts, trying to find, if these were missing, it would like be almost impossible to find them. So Greco with this Tusk style guitar, they were just kind of showing that they could do more than just a standard copy of other instruments. This was kind of their own unique sort of design, showing that they could kind of make their own really cool shred guitars, really. Really cool, rare find, and yeah, we'll get this up on the shop as soon as possible. Let's see here. Okay, it's a Yamaha Super Combinator 700. I don't know if I've had this exact model before, but it's really interesting. It's a really wide body. I'm going to assume, well, I'm sure someone can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I was gonna say, I originally thought these were gonna be on and off switches for these, but it's definitely not the case. Both of these are 3-ways. So I wonder if it's volume, tone, and then different pickup selections based on, Well, those are all 3-ways. Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah, if you know about this model and you want to drop some information on the comments, please do. It's a really nice Yamaha though, and it's obviously made in Japan, and it's got a really cool finish to it. Yeah, those are interesting pickups. So I guess you could say this is sort of like that retro futuristic vibe they threw on the guitar. Definitely, you know, a real strange oddity guitar. And some guys really, there's a lot of collectors that really love these, the Super Combinators. So yeah, definitely a cool quality piece. Okay, it's a Yamaha SFX2. It's like the Super Flighter, as they call them. And this one is a dual humbucker. So it's pretty straightforward. You just got the 3-way switch, which will blend between the 2 pickups. This is bridge, both, and then the neck. You've got that really interesting sort of, again, floating bridge they have on these. I've really grown to like these a lot. At first I wasn't a big fan, but I think they're really nice. Floyd Rose style, so you get the locking tuning nuts up there. It's just a cool aged white on this guitar. It's really nice. Here it looks like a bass. Okay, nice. It's another Fender jazz bass, but this one specifically is a PJ bass. So if you don't know, this right here is like the standard precision style pickups, but then they've thrown the jazz pickup on the bottom here too. So you kind of get the benefit of having the P bass, but if you want to have that sort of more jazz bass bridge pickup, they have that option as well. So the volume controls are kind of more like a standard jazz, but they just throw that in as a bonus on these. It's got a little wear to it, and that's okay. This one's just a really great option for someone that wants to have the blend of both the P bass and the jazz bass pickups. Gives you really nice versatility. I'm telling you guys, if you've not played Fender Japan and your experience is only like Fender Mexico and Fender USA, they really make these really nice. I might get hate for saying this, but I feel like in general, I typically prefer picking up a Fender Japan over a Fender USA. I think they just feel really comfortable. They're just really well made instruments. I think Japan does it really well. Got a little bit of an avalanche here, I'm not sure. Oh wow, okay. I got two gig bags for this one. Oh wow, yeah. That's a super cool, wow, that's a really nice looking Les Paul. It's a nice quilted it's a nice quilted top, 2-piece. Again, you've got a Seymour Duncan in the bridge. It's probably not original, but this looks like this is probably the original neck pickup. And there you go, the Tokai Love Rock model that they've kind of modeled after the Gibson logo. Yeah, I mean, it's just a nice cherry color. You can see it's nice solid wood in there. Again, 2 pieces on the back. It's really, yeah, just a nice looking piece. Even the wear, I don't mind that right there. It kind of just looks like it's got some history. A lot of guys like to go get those relic guitars brand new, but I feel like if you want a relic guitar, get something that's really had a story. It's been actually used. These Tokai Love Rock Les Pauls are really respected. A lot of guys actually prefer these over Gibson Les Pauls. And again, these were made in an era when Gibson was just not very consistent. So Tokai came in and kind of showed them what was up. All right, let's do an acoustic. I feel like the acoustics are not getting any love. All right, cool, yeah. It's a Morris, and it's a W40, which means it's definitely kind of one of their nicer models. With Morris, the way it works, so this model, I don't know if you can see on the inside there, it's a W40. And so essentially, I think they start with like W10 or W15 and work their way up. So like W10, W25, W35, 40, 50, so on. I think they have all the way up to like W100. But this is a really great guitar. It's a solid top, solid spruce it looks like to me. That looks like solid, okay, so it's solid woods. Check this back out. Now it's got a little, this does happen with some of these older acoustics. There's some of that fading will happen. You'll kind of see some of that, I don't know what you call it, some ghosting underneath the finish. But these are solid woods. I just checked on the inside, the grains match. So you got a really nice flame. This might be like a maple flame down the middle here. And it just really stands out. These are great acoustic guitars. Yeah, so with these Morris guitars, they just typically end up hitting above what people expect quality-wise. Again, a lot of times they'll use solid woods, and they did a really good job of making Martin-type copies. This one's a really nice example of that. This one looks interesting from what I can tell. It's a Fernandez. Yeah, it's a Fernandez. It's all natural. It's got a really nice look to it. I love the look of a natural finish, especially onto a maple. It just gives it like a really unique look. Fernandez is a really well-known Japanese company. If you're not familiar with them, I would definitely recommend familiarizing yourself with them. They've put out a lot of really nice pieces. Fernandez often worked with another company called Bernie, so you'll oftentimes see Fernandez, Bernie doing models together. But yeah, it looks like this is one solid piece all the way around. It's a really nice, with that tortoise pick guard, and it's like a P-bass copy, so precision. I mean, precision basses, again, like same as the Jazz, there's a reason why you see everyone playing these, because they're just so straightforward and so just a good solid bass. Fernandez of this era was definitely like a very reliable bass. At the time they were kind of considered a little bit more budget, but people have definitely recognized since then that they're just really nice high quality instruments. Probably my personal favorite. If I had to choose one, precision would be my choice. We got a couple amps this time, so I want to check these out. So this one's a Tisco amp. It's a really nice look. It's kind of got that sort of black, kind of burgundy color to it. What am I saying? Not black, it's red. It's like more of a red with like that black kind of, I don't know what you'd call that, like a crackle finish. These need some work. The speaker cones, I don't know if you can tell, they're totally destroyed. So we're gonna need to probably get some replacements or find someone that's really good at replacing speaker cones. But yeah, so this will be interesting. Once we get it working, it'll probably be pretty neat. And here's another one that I would say is a very unique looking amp. Gaia Tone, and I really love this. There's like a metal logo emblem here. Looks really awesome. Looks like you got the built-in tremolo here. And again, kind of that red on black. This looks like a sweater. And the speaker cone looks to be intact, but we haven't plugged it in yet. This looks a little gnarly, so we might need to do a little cleaning here. So yeah, luckily we've got a great amp tech. I don't do the amp work, but we've got someone that is just a total wizard when it comes to this stuff. It's a Squier case. It is a Greco. Yep, it's a Greco Les Paul. I don't know what's going on here. This saddle piece is totally backwards, so you know, that's interesting. Okay, but it's a cool looking Les Paul. Needs a little TLC. It's been a little neglected, but that's okay. We can get it back to where it should be. Get it playing, sounding good. Yeah, you can't go wrong with a nice Les Paul copy. Kind of looks like a Les Paul special with the binding. They don't really have the emblem there. Yeah, this Greco Les Paul definitely has that lawsuit era type vibe to it. I'm gonna kind of guess this is probably late 70s, maybe early 80s. I see a Tokai case. Oh wait, okay. Before I get to the Tokai case, I don't know if this is cool or not. Okay, this is, I just like this because of the finish. Look at this, it's kind of like a I don't know, like a pearl finish? I don't know what you'd call that exactly, but it's a really interesting sort of, yeah, I mean, I'd say looks like a pearl type finish. And it's a Squier Stratocaster, but it feels like a really great guitar. The only thing that I notice sometimes with the Squier guitars, like even though they're really well made, is a lot of times would cheap out on the tuners, but it's a really easy mod just to change these out. I mean, you could put really nice Fender tuners on there for 60, 70 bucks, and it's not a real hard DIY project, but I actually really love this finish. Actually, what I really like about this Squier Strat is the neck. Just has a really nice sort of like vintage feel to it. It kind of feels like a 60s, a little bit more slim, but I like the way when you see the transition between the neck and the headstock, it's just like a really smooth, kind of unusual for what I've seen of Fender Japan in the past. This was the case I saw earlier before I got distracted by that Squier. That is a sharp looking Tokai. And it still has the plastic on the pickup, so this looks like it's not really been played too much. It's a nice maple neck, and I really like the way, I like the look of this headstock here with the logo. It says Goldstar sound, but yeah, it's a really clean looking Tokai. And again, guys, if you're not familiar with Tokai, I think a lot of you guys probably are if you are familiar with Japanese guitars, but Tokai is one of like the coolest. They just have so many different guitars they've copied, and they do a really good job. I mean, if I was blindfolded, I don't know if I would know this is a Tokai. It kind of feels like a Fender to me. So a cool tidbit about Tokai and these Strat copies is that really when they started making these, they were actually doing such a good job. It kind of spurred on, kind of is actually what really led a lot to Fender Japan becoming a thing, because they realized brands like Tokai were actually doing a better job than Fender was at the time. So yeah, Fender realized they had to actually step up their game because of these. Let's see what we got here. It's another Yamaha Superflighter. Interesting, okay. Kind of just like the other one we saw earlier. You got those 2 humbuckers, simple, just volume and tone. Looks like we're missing some of the parts up here, and that's okay. But it's a cool Les Paul copy. I like that red. You kind of go from red to black to red to black. This is definitely like a shred machine. Those humbuckers just being real big and clunky, but yeah, this was definitely an era of Yamaha kind of competing with more shredder type guitars rather than what they had traditionally done. This one caught my eye earlier. Yeah, it's a cool lap steel. I like that red. It's unbranded, so I don't really know. It's probably nothing special, but it's a cool looking lap steel. I mean, it's probably, you know, this is probably like, again, if you're looking for a nice beginner lap steel, this would be a good option. All right, guys, I feel like I've been doing a lot of electrics, so let's just end on a few acoustics here. Okay, nice. It's a Rohe, I believe that's how you say that. It's got a cool pick guard. This is sort of like the Hummingbird. That's like a Gibson Hummingbird copy, what they do here. But you know, it's a decent acoustic. I'm just kind of looking on the inside here. It looks to be solid top. Can't tell for sure if those are solid or not. It's a 50-50 on some of these, but yeah, it's a cool acoustic guitar. I like the all kind of blonde between the top and the sides here in the back. Oh yeah, it's a Kawai, and it kind of looks like it has the look of like a mahogany top, and the sides are kind of mahogany looking as well. And I'm not sure exactly, maybe that's supposed to be kind of mahogany. It's got a really thick neck. This is like what they call like that baseball bat, which some guys really like and some guys don't like. I personally think they're really comfortable. It kind of helps me grip onto the neck a little better. And I think, yeah, this is definitely laminate, but that's okay. I think honestly, laminates get, laminate tops and sides get a bad rep. They're usually more crack resistant, which is true. And yeah, so this is a cool little one if you're looking for a nice little player. Last one. This is one of the first guitars I grabbed out of the Pallet, and it's pretty cool. It's a Grover Jackson. Again, if you don't know Grover Jackson, these are really great guitars. This is that sort of wild 80s V style here. Again, we've got a Duncan design, so that's kind of like it's the Seymour Duncan, but like the step down from the standard Seymour Duncans, but still really sound great. And you've got the shark fin inlays again, a nice cherry finish. These aren't the most practical to sit down with, but if you want to look cool on stage, you gotta play something like this. I mean, this is almost a necessary thing for everyone to have in their arsenal, I'd say. Thanks for sticking around for the video, guys. Actually, just a couple weeks ago, we also had another pallet come in. If you look to this side of the room, you'll see that's kind of what we've inventoried already from the last pallet shipment. So if you're interested, we're creating a playlist that has this pallet video, the other pallet video, some really cool DHL unboxings. So look for that playlist and go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.